Because, like, the thing is, Iran has been incredibly restrained to such a degree that it's obvious that they don't even really care about Palestinian humanity here, okay? Like, they are the only game in town outside of the Houthis that have actually directly got Israel to stand down. Meanwhile, as European leaders are finally applying a little bit of pressure to Israel, just like marginal, just a little baby amount of pressure. Here is what Israel is preparing for, apparently. Israel's making preparations to strike Iranian nuclear facilities. New intelligence suggests Israel is preparing possible strike on Iranian nuclear facilities, U.S. officials say. CNN, the U.S. has obtained new intelligence suggesting that Israel is making preparations to strike Iranian nuclear facilities, even as the Trump administration has been pursuing a diplomatic deal with Tehran. Multiple U.S. officials familiar with the latest intelligence told CNN. Such a strike would be a brazen break with Donald Trump. Don't know about that. U.S. officials said it could also risk tipping off a broader regional conflict in the Middle East, something the U.S. has sought to avoid since the war in Gaza inflamed tensions in the beginning of 2023. Israel right now, strike while the iron is still hot. Yeah, they're delusional, man. They are delulu. They have lost their minds. They have lost their goddamn minds, dude. They're insane. U.S. has obtained new intelligence suggesting that Israel is making preparations to strike Iranian nuclear facilities, even as the Trump administration has been pursuing diplomatic ties with Tehran. Not even sure if U.S. has actually been pursuing that, by the way. Such a strike would be a brazen break with President Donald Trump. Officials caution it's not clear that Israeli leaders have made a final decision, and that, in fact, there is deep disagreement within the U.S. government about the likelihood that Israel will ultimately act. Whether and how Israel's strikes will likely depend on what it thinks the U.S. negotiations with Tehran over its nuclear program, but the chance of an Israeli strike on an Iranian nuclear facility has gone up significantly in recent months. Dude, I swear to God, Israel is not going to stop until literally Iran just drops the Israel equivalent of bombs on top of Israel. Like, what the are they doing? Like, they already played this tit for tat before with Iran, where they exploded Ismail Haniyeh, the principal negotiator that was negotiating with Israel, by the way, in the hotel he was staying at in Tehran. It is so crazy. Iran is not just going to attack Israel. It's going to attack oil refineries in the region if its energy grid is harmed in any meaningful capacity. They have said as much. I don't understand why Israel thinks it can do an 8-front war now with an actual more powerful military. The Israeli diaper force cannot do anything outside of, they can't even deal with Hezbollah. And Hezbollah is still a paramilitary force. Why the f do they think that the Israeli diaper force can deal with the IRGC? It's shocking to me that they are this insane. I suspect this is more of Israeli diplomacy, where they just like saber rattle with the hopes that like they can give a better hand to the United States of America. But yes, Zay Squirrel's tweet about this was seemingly correct. It's my assessment as well. I told you just as much that I suspect that this whole like back and forth between Israel and America was having with Hamas was simply just a sleight of hand. My first thought from seeing that is the U.S. may be using Israel as a back cop, so to speak, in negotiations. And if the U.S. can come in and calm things down afterwards, they endear themselves to Iran more. That's what that's the best possible scenario. That's the best possible outcome here. Having said that, however, I'm not so certain that we have cool heads, responsible parties here. I don't know. They're insane. Israel's insane. And Trump is, not even Trump, America is insane as well. The heightened worries stem not only from public and private messaging from senior Israeli officials that is considering such a move, but also from intercepted Israeli communications. Because, like, the thing is, Iran has been incredibly restrained to such a degree that it's obvious that they don't even really care about Palestinian humanity here, okay? Like, they are the only game in town outside of the Houthis that have actually directly got Israel to stand down. So the very fact, oh, here, Benny Goss, Israel's more moderate liberal leader advocating for the expulsions of Palestinians from Gaza and says the fight against Hamas could last up to a decade. Many will ignore Gantz's statements and place blame on Palestinian rejectionism, a racist trope that's meant to detract from Israel's occupation of the Palestinians. The Israeli opposition leaders have frequently been attacking Netanyahu, not for war crimes, but for not bombing Iran sooner, not conscripting more Haredi men into the army, and for not sucking up to Trump enough. Or my favorite was when they were like, we hate you because you're not bombing Lebanon hard enough. And then when he started bombing Lebanon, they were like, okay, we don't hate you anymore. Thank you for bombing Lebanon. I need you to bomb Lebanon, please. I don't know at this point. But what I do know is Iran has been in this game for quite a while. I'm pretty sure that they're very well aware of America's tricks, okay? So I doubt that they would be open-minded to a warm... like an extended hand from the Trump administration. In 1982, the CIA and Mossad planned a coup to install the Shah's son in Iran. According to Samuel Segev, the plan had the approval of both the CIA and the Israeli cabinet of Menachem Begin, and only abandoned after Begin resigned in 1983. Most importantly, this plan was approved in February 1982. That is 4 months before the Iranians sent the IRGC to Lebanon in June. So if anyone asks you who started the Iran-Israel proxy conflict, it was Israel. Yeah. What is this? Did you respond to this? What is this? Israeli Lebanese Christian? Hasan Piker from a safe Western mansion praises the resistance that turned their guns on my people. My father fought the PLO when they attacked us. Hezbollah promised liberation, then assassinated anyone who spoke out. We fled. Only Israel gave us refuge. You want me to respond to this dog, dude? Are you stupid? Are you okay? Yeah, I don't care, man. Like, what? Okay, suck my... What's next? You're going to send Luhai Ahmed or whatever that Yemeni dude is to be like, do you have a response to this? Are you guys so stupid? What's up? You're going to send me a Candace Owens video next and be like, Hasan doesn't know black liberation. George Floyd actually was a drug addict. Do you have a response? See, Candace Owens is a black woman. She knows what's going on. Is that what you're going to tell me next? I don't give a f this guy. And you for thinking this guy's word matters anything. Anyone that is an Arab, non-Jewish Arab, living in Israel, living inside of the borders of Israel, that defends Israel this hard, is literally begging to be spat on every day of the week. Okay? That's what this guy's position is. It's got to be like a sexual kink for this person to just constantly get spat on by the settler population when he's walking down the streets. I don't give a f what he has to say. Look at his bio. That should be enough for you to be like, I will never listen to you. He's a Nazi. Yeah, his Christian dad fought the PLO. Wonder what that means. Anyway, let's hear what this statement was. Let me give a reminder to the other side. The American side, which is negotiating indirectly, should try not to talk nonsense. To say that we will not allow Iran to enrich uranium is a huge mistake. No one is waiting for permission from anyone. The Islamic Republic has its own policies, its own methods, and it pursues its own agenda. Man, the Ayatollah is whack. Let me be real. Hasan is a kink for degrading his chatters. What? Dude, take a week off. I always feel bad for Iranian leaders because they want to do their thing, but they can't because the Ayatollah doesn't let them. Yeah, I understand that. But in this process, it doesn't even matter, okay? If we're talking about America versus Iran in the region, like obviously that's completely irrelevant. The thing is, like, that's the biggest L for Iran, is like how fundamentalist this leadership is still. And it's directly a byproduct of just fundamentalism being associated with anti-Western imperialism. It's the most honest way of being anti-West. Okay? That's what the revolution was about initially. And it sucks because Iran is an incredibly diverse nation. Iran is a beautiful nation. And Iran should not be under such a fundamentalist rule, all things considered. And Iran wasn't under such a fundamentalist rule. And no, I'm not talking about the Shah era either, okay? Like, that is obviously another reason. That is the primary reason. Western intervention is the primary reason for why Iran is so goddamn fundamentalist in its governance. But ultimately, if we're talking about state versus state violence here, like, obviously, Iran is going to defend itself. Forcing its hand into engaging in violent retaliation is idiotic. I don't know. We'll see. They are an incredibly restrained party here, though, in comparison to Israel. It's not even a fucking question. In comparison to the United States of America and its extension, Israel, Iran is the far more restrained party. Okay? Just like Hamas is the far more restrained, far more diplomatic party in comparison to Israel, in comparison to the United States of America. And that's it. Dude, the funniest thing is this, like, weird pedophile lolly YouTube guy has like 8 fans, but they don't stop being fucking annoying. Like, they will still be like, hey, why are you not talking about this guy? I don't know. Maybe because he's fucking utterly irrelevant, dude. What the fuck? Like, I was watching a speech that I delivered at Oxford Union, and these guys who are volunteering this information that you wouldn't be able to get out of me in a fucking CIA black site with a black bag over my head, as like my nipples were clamped to a fucking car battery. I would not reveal that I voluntarily watch a fucking lolicon VTuber who is a fucking pro-Israel VTuber as well. Like, pick a goddamn struggle. And yet these people volunteer this information with regular frequency in the chat just to be like, I hear you're banning the mentions of this guy. Yeah. See, this is it. Look. This is a test. I don't think you guys understand. We're clapping all of you. I mean, I don't think you understand many things. We're clapping all of you not because I'm fearful of this person or his like intellectual prowess. It's because you're disgusting pedophile freaks. That's why. Here, let me unban you so you understand what I'm saying. You are a disgusting pedophile pro-Israel freak, so of course we're going to fucking ban you. Why the fuck would I let a person who volunteers that they are a fan, like, we ban Sam Hyde fans in here too. We ban them in here as well because they're gross. They're gross. They're volunteering this information. They're saying like, yeah, no, Sam Hyde, that pedophile Nazi, I'm a fan of that guy. Okay, that's enough for me to fucking clap you. It's not for any other reason. It's housekeeping. You feel me? It's actually pretty funny that they haven't, like, my mods haven't even auto-modded it because I personally like seeing how stupid people get. He's been having people record themselves typing his name in your chat and getting banned, and in turn reacts to those videos so more people go and try it. I know, but I don't have an issue with that. Because one, he has no motion. Two, I'm happy to fucking immediately ban disgusting little freaks like this, you know? Like, he is so low motion and low priority in this process that, like, I don't even mind the harassment raids that his community tries to do here. It's hilarious. That's part of the reason why we don't even auto mod it, because it's fucking it's funny. Yeah, thanks for coming in, dude, and self-reporting that you like this gross little freak. Yeah, also, it can't even be a harassment raid because it's like 2 people an hour. Like, all of that effort of being like, hey, you guys should please go there and get banned so I can react to it. And all of that amounts to like 3 people an hour coming in and being like, hello, I'm a fan of a VTuber who likes to masturbate to lolly porn, drawn children. That's who I'm a fan of, and I'm here on his behalf. What's up? Just testing. Will I get banned? And it's like, yeah, you got banned not because you're dangerous. You got banned because you're a fucking loser. You know? Oh, you're so mad. No. I deal with Asmongold on a daily basis. Asmongold's fans there are far more of them than this fucking loser. Mark thought you lied about your height.
That cam is not. Hasan 6'3". Did that nigga lie?
I didn't. I'm 6'4".
That nigga is not 6'3".
He like 6'5", I think.
Yeah, he taller than me.
I think a little taller than me.
Yeah, he taller than me.
Somebody said, what if he slips again?
Maybe 6'4", 6'4", 6'5".
Free gonna knock on hoop for real. Exactly. And that's another thing. He need to calm down. So Hasan is 6'5", bro. He's tall, bro.
I'm
He beat
6'4".
Christopher Leonard. I seen it. I just don't need him out on the outside shooting threes. I need him getting boards. He got to understand his job is there to get boards.
No,
bro.
I got it. I can do that.
Cap Free gonna hoop. YPK dunked from the free throw line yesterday. What?
Hasan is done this time. 1,000,000% is the funniest shit. It's also very stupid. Like the dude who we're talking about is very, very, very stupid. He's not, you know, not only is he a fucking VTuber who masturbates to drawn children, okay, which is insane. He's also very dumb. You are stupid. Okay. I mean, I am. I think the difference, however, is that like I recognize my stupidity, which I think gives me an upper hand in comparison to the normal stupids. Yeah, I'm going to bring NMP with me. I heard he was also Israeli. I don't know if it's true because I want to know almost nothing about the guy. I don't think he's Israeli, but I understand why people think he is. You do whatever you want with that information. I don't know. I don't really care if he's Israeli or not. He's just fucking gross regardless. Bro, why are so many of your haters fans saying you associated with Diddy? Because they're fucking schizophrenic, chatter. Because they're schizophrenic. I think that's, you know, that's probably the best way to explain it. When you realize that like 98%, when you realize that 98% of things that my haters say about me is just made up, like it's that simple, just made up. And then the other 2% is just like close enough to the truth, but they've just like massaged it to a degree where it's just indecipherable from a lie. Then you realize like, yeah, things that my haters said about me were correct. Like, yeah, I'd be a pretty fucking heinous person, but they're not. So what do you want me to do? Most of your ops are comic book villains, but sex criminals. They go too far with it. They literally pushed me into your community by being so crazy. Yeah, I think that's usually how it goes. Like that. I do think that like they're so repulsive and so commonly awful in broad daylight that they end up negatively polarizing people against them and cause them to become fans of mine. Efendim, çalmıyorsun yani hiç. İyi misin? Are you okay? Okay. I don't know. You look like you're struggling.